What's up, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and this time I'm bringing you the deck profile for the Bystial Synchro control deck that I built and comboed off for you. You can go ahead and check out that video. I'll go ahead and pin it at the top of this, and also maybe we'll pin it at the top of the comment section. So if you want to see the combo tutorial for this deck, you can go ahead and go to that and you can go check it out. But for now, we're going to dive into the deck profile. This is obviously post Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. I have some proxy cards, and this is obviously suited to go to Nats, but still could probably be adjusted by quite a bit. So this is just something I've been testing. I've been testing a lot. Actually, I've been dueling with this deck a lot. So this isn't just putting it together and throwing the deck profile. I actually do duel with Shane, who's a very, very, very good player. So I've kind of built some consistency with it. Do I think that it's ready to go? Probably could still make a couple tweaks to it, as you're going to see, but overall, I do thoroughly enjoy this deck. I think it's really, really good, and this is a viable Nats option for you if you're going to Nats or any big tournaments post Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. So with all that being said, let's dive into the deck profile. Also, please make sure to subscribe. Help us get to 4,000 subscribers. We're on the road there. We've been growing very fast, and we truly appreciate all the support to help us get to 4,000 subscribers. And with all that, let's dive into the Bystial Synchro deck profile.
House of Cards
TCG.
Starting it off, first thing is we have two Bystial Rebellion. I did have this at 3. The only thing that I don't like at this at 3 is if you open it and they activate Shifter on you, it does hurt. It's an easily accessible card with Ravine, so you could definitely play this at 3 if you're finding that you're not getting to the Bystial engine very well. But I think that 2 is a good number for this. It puts it into good rotation, obviously, and like I said, you can also you can send it off Ravine and a lot of times get it back with Saferd. So 2 Bystial Rebellions, potentially 3. I've tried it at 3, I just didn't like it, so I cut it back to 2. Then we're going to play 3 of the Bystial Magnamuts. Obviously, this is the heart and soul of the deck. It searches any dragon, so you have to play it. Sornier, because Sornier is a really good send. A lot of times, I think you saw in the combo tutorial, where I've actually brought out Sornier off of Tributing Seal with Stardust Synchron, and that's how you get the Regain Beast set up. This makes it more consistent in the Synchro build than the other builds because you're able to get both the spell and the trap set up, so Sornier is pretty important. If anything, you could actually go to 2 Sornier so you can make sure that you see it. That wouldn't be a horrible thing. And then I play Druid Worm, and I do still play Baldrake. A lot of people want to cut Baldrake, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. Baldrake comes up so much for me. It's actually insane, especially because it's just another interruption. And if you don't set up your Beast Druid Worm setup, a lot of times just bringing out Baldrake and being able to banish an extra deck monster is insane. So a lot of people want to cut Baldrake. I don't understand why. I think Baldrake is still an insane card. I do side Baldrake out a lot going second, though, because it's obviously kind of dead when you go second. So when I go second, I do side out Baldrake quite a bit. Check. Make sure it looks good. All right, we look good. So yeah, Baldrake does come out a lot going second. And then you obviously have your Regained and you have your Beast. These cards are insane. You want to make sure to play them. Little spice to this deck and a little change that you probably saw in the combo tutorial. And I didn't want to do this profile until my other 2 cards came in, but they haven't come in yet, unfortunately, so I had to proxy one of them. But we are playing 2 Chamber Dragon Maids. And you're probably thinking, this is Copia, right? No, this is insane. I promise you have to try it because Chamber Dragon Maid, being a level 4, comes up so much with your level 2 tuners that you play in the deck. Also, I don't know if you remember back in the day when we all played 60 card Dragon Link or different things like that, but Seal Tidying was an FTK back in the day. So we're going back to the roots. We're going Seal Tidying with some Synchros, and Tidying is just broken. It is so insane in this deck. Just being able to do so much with Tidying and being another interruption. And then on the crackback, being able to banish Tidying, because also keep in mind that we're playing tuning, so we're milling cards to the deck. So if you have Tidying in Chamber, being able to banish Tidying, bring back Chamber Dragon Maid, and then combo go into something like a Chaos Angel for free, it's actually insane. I would highly suggest you don't not consider this. Try Chamber in this deck because Chamber is so good. It's also a Saferd target, so you can go ahead and activate Saferd, and then you can go ahead and you can bring out Saferd off of something like a Despotter, and then you could go Saferd effect, grab Chamber Dragon Maid, then you could just go ahead and normal summon Chamber Dragon Maid, grab Tidying. So this comes up often. I promise you, I didn't have Tidying in a lot of my testing early on. I brought it in actually later on in my testing, and it's just been so good. So you do definitely try out this deck list with the Chamber Dragon Maids, because Chamber is just a really good card, and obviously you can just link it off with the Striker Dragon if you need to. Speaking of Safers, we do play 3 Safer. Obviously, this is a insane card. So your normal summons now are going to be Chamber, Dragon Maid, or Safer. We don't play the Black Metal. We don't play the Red MD. This is the Synchro build. They just don't come up enough where you would think that they're actually needed in the Synchro build, so I did cut them. Just Black Metal being a level 1, Red MD being a level 10. Even though Red MD can bring back, but this spotter does the same thing because it brings back from Banish. So instead, again, we're going with the Chamber package and the Safer. These are your normal summons. Then you have your Chaos Space. Obviously, being able to draw is just extra further extenders is really good. And then you have your Baby Dragons. Baby Dragons are just further extenders. You really want these. You don't have to say enough. I mean, you can make Ravine, and then Romulus, grab Ravine, and then you can shuffle one back, and then grab the Ravine, discard the one that you added back that you've already summoned. That's a basic combo for Dragon Link, so these are really good. And then you have to play the one Legionnaire, but Legionnaire is just crazy. Being able to search it at in phase off Magna is just cracked, and also it's just crazy. And don't forget that in this deck we play a lot of lights, so keep in mind that it has an effect if you just banish lights that it can special summon back. So do keep that in mind in this deck. It's really good. We played the one Dragon Ravine. Ravine is obviously a broken field spell. I don't play rockets. I don't like the bricks. I'm trying to limit the bricks in this deck actually, so playing the Absorouter, the Boot Sector launch, and then just all that. So I did minimize all that, got rid of that. I don't play Borland because we needed the extra deck space. I couldn't fit Pisty plus Triple Burst and Borland. There's 3 extra deck spots. So instead, this is it. We're gonna get into level 2 tuners now. I do play 2 Ring of Worm. You kind of want to see it. It's obviously, it's not a horrible normal summon 2. If you have a Bystial extender, you can just normal the Ring of Worm, link it off for Striker, bring out the Bystial, and you're still making Seal. So it's not the worst thing. We play 2 out because you kind of want to see it with your Bystials. That's how you get into the combo. And then for the Synchro package, we're going to play 3 tuning. This card's insane because you get to search and then mill one to the graveyard. We have so many mill targets. Ring of Worm, Saferd, Chambers, Dragon Maid Tidying, just a ton of different Chaos Space is another one, a ton of different mill targets. So the milling and putting a light or dark into the graveyard is really good, especially makes your Bystials live. Lubellion's another one, just any Sorinir, just so many good milling targets. So tuning works very well with this deck. And also you can still search off of Shifter because it says then you can send one, so you can still search off under Shifter. We're gonna play 3 Assault Synchrons because you want to see him. It's a free extender now. So what it does is you pay 700 life points and you get to special summon it from your hand. And then the effect in the graveyard comes up so often. If a Dark Dragon Synchro monster is tributed, and those could be tributed off of Stardust Synchro, or it could be tributed off of Lubellion. It could be tributed off of Branded Beast is another one. This can banish itself from the graveyard, banish itself, and then you could go ahead and special summon back that that tributed Dark Dragon Synchro monster. So that comes up a ton of times. You could actually go Branded Beast, tribute Despotter, and if this is in your graveyard, so this is another mill target off tuning. If this is in your graveyard, you could Branded Beast, tribute the Despotter, banish this, bring back the Despotter. So if it got negated by something like Dark Ruler or something, you can bring back the Despotter and make it live again. Or if you're in the combo, you can go ahead and tribute it with Lubellion. This will banish and bring it back. So there's just so much applications with this card. Being able to banish itself and then make it live for Despotter too, because it does banish, is just absolutely insane. So this card, you have to play it at 3. You want to see it. You want it in the graveyard. You want multiple copies actually in the middle of the combo. If you can mill one in the graveyard and combo off with it, it's just so good. So Assault Synchron is going to break this deck. It makes the deck so much better, and I would definitely play this at 3 with the 3 tuning because you want to see it. I still play the 1 Stardust Synchron. If you saw my YCS list, I had this at 3. I still like it at 1 as a searchable target off of tuning. It comes up where you just want to search Stardust Synchron. It comes up in combo where you tribute Seal, and then you go ahead and you set up the Despotter with the Barone, and you have Branded Beast regained with follow-up all set up. So Stardust Synchron at 1 being, and this is another mill target, it can tribute from your hand or graveyard, and you can just bring it out. It's a level 4, it's a tuner, and it's a light. It comes up for Chaos, it comes up for Chaos Angel, it comes up for Despotter. There's so much application with this card, so you still want to play it at 1, especially because you play 3 tuning, and it is searchable. And then for hand traps, I play 3 Ash Blossom, I play 3 Infinite Impermanence, and I put 3 Talents in. Those are just your flex spots, so 9 flex spots there in that. Now diving on into the extra deck, we're gonna play 1 Striker Dragon. Put it here. So we're gonna play 1 Striker Dragon. You know, this card probably should be back at 3 at this point, to be honest. We play 2 Seal because you want to play Seal. It's just a reoccurring card that you want to keep playing, so you have to play 2 of Seal. We're going to play 1 Romulus. This is how you start your Dragon Ravine. And then I play the Unicorn Access Code package. I'm going to be honest with you, this hasn't come up as much as you would think. I do still like it. It's good under Baguska, obviously, but it hasn't come up as much. And I don't have a ton of, I have quite a bit of testing, but not a lot of different decks against this. So I still have this in. These 2 are probably flex spots as of right now, but it's still so good not to play it. So I wouldn't suggest like cutting it, but if there's something better that you think you can play, I would say those are 2 flex spots. I play 1 Malong. This card's insane. So it's a level 6, it's a tuner, and it's a light. And when this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to bounce 1 face-up card your opponent controls back to the deck. This card actually comes up a lot. It's very easy to make. You play the level 2 synchros with all your level 4s that you have. So you can actually just Malong bounce something while you go into your plays. Plus this with a chamber, or this with a baby dragon, makes a Chaos Angel. It can make a Despotter. There's a lot that it can do, and then it gets to bounce. So if you're having to deal with something like an anti-spell, you can just out it, or if any kind of floodgate, because it's any face-up card, or even a monster. So this card's really, really good in this deck, so I would highly suggest playing it as a Synchro 6. It does come up quite often, actually, and then you can just Synchro it off again, because it's a tuner. I do play Savage. Savage is really good in this deck, obviously. And I do play Omega. Omega comes up a lot. If you saw in my live duel, which is in our past videos, you can go check that out with Shane. I kind of misplayed, but Omega can shuffle cards back like your Branded Beast, your Branded Regained, or you can shuffle back Beast, activate Beast again, and then you can go ahead and grab your Regained if your opponent outs your Branded cards. That's what I should have done in the live duel. And also, Omega comes up often if you have an insane hand that's full of extenders. I'll be honest with you, it's not the most consistent thing, but it has come up where I've actually ripped 4 cards from my opponent. So how I did that was I was able to go Omega, rip a card. And I think Talents was the first rip. Then I Omega ripped a card. Then Despotter brought back the Omega. I ripped another card. And then I had Levy as well in my hand, so I ripped another card. So my opponent hand trapped me for 1 card. I Talents ripped another card, Omega ripped 2 more cards, and then Levy ripped another card, so he was on top deck, he had no cards. And then the best thing with this card is whatever you take from your opponent's hand, you can then shuffle back with this spotter, and they don't get it back at your next standby phase. So that does come up often. And also, this card makes your Despotter live for monster negates. So you want to try to get Omega out, then you rip a card from your opponent. Now your Despotter is live and can negate something like a Nib, or it can negate a lot of different things. And your opponent doesn't even realize that it makes your Despotter live. So Omega, really, really, really good in this deck. Definitely not a flex spot. It's really good. Excel comes up still often. I'm not saying that you have to play it, but being able to go Excel, bring and then make a Barone or make a Despotter is really good in this deck. So I highly suggest still playing Stardust Synchron here, or the Excel, because Excel does allow you to bring back your level 2s, and being that you play Ringleworm and Excel, it does come up often. And then for your Synchro 10s, we played Barone, we played Despotter, and we played Chaos Angel. All 3 of those come up. They are insane. Despotter is cracked. Like I said, again, you pair that with Omega, being able to make it live to negate a monster. And then 2 more flex spots are Atum and Zeus. I don't want to not play Zeus because being able to take an Arise Heart and then slap a Zeus over it is still really good. So it's important for me to still play Zeus in this somehow. And so I added Atum, so obviously I can go into some Zeus lines. It was kind of important to me. You could actually probably not play Atum, but that was how I got into Zeus. But I definitely feel like you should play Zeus because we have a problem with Kashtira. And being able to Talents take the Arise Heart is really good in this deck, and you can just slap a Zeus over top of it and deal with the Arise Heart, so you can play, because Shifter and Arise Heart does hurt. For a side deck, this is something I've been testing. This is not final, but at least it's something for you to go off of. I play 2 Cosmics. The only reason why I play 2 Cosmics is because we kind of have built-in removal with Branded Beast already, so I just play with the 2 Cosmics there. Then I play Droll and Lockbird because Droll's still insane. I play Book of Moon because Kashtira is a problem for this deck, and you want to be able to out the Arise Heart. And so having Talents and Book of Moon and Imperm is 9 cards that you can out this Arise Heart and not have to deal with the banishing. I also play Kurikara. This could be Radiant if you want to deal with the darks. It hasn't come up enough where I want to play the Radiant over the Kurikara, even though it is a dark. But Chaos Space just has so many different targets in your hand that going second, it's fine. So I like Kurikara still in this deck. And then I play Nib for being Nib. And then I play Phantasme. The reason why I play Phantasme is you can actually put this in your deck. You can seal bounce the, you can seal bounce something, then you can seal, bring out Phantasme, and if you have Tidying set up, you can Tidying, bounce Phantasme back to your hand if you're going up against a Link deck, and then you can summon Phantasme and draw more cards. So this comes up often where I want to play one Phantasme at least, so then I can just make it a seal target, and if I pair seal and Tidying, I can just go ahead and bounce the Phantasme back to my house, back to my hand. So that has been the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything else that you think or you want to suggest, comment it down below, because this is something I'm highly considering for Nats. And I want to go ahead and bring it to you because I know a lot of people have been asking for it. And the past videos with the combo and the live duo have been doing so well. So I wanted to bring you the deck profile. Please consider subscribing. And this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.
House of Cards.
TCG.